I wanted to give a testimonial really to Ixom. Very early on in Ixom's history, I asked Ramuntcho Capdevielle, Ixom CEO, to take me and other individuals that I knew well through the process of appreciative inquiry. And my overall goal was to understand whether or not a group of individuals, like-minded individuals with different skills, so a mixed skill set, complementary skill set, could embrace a vision for a service business in the media sector. And my expectations were very much that I needed to understand and get to know these individuals better, and they me, and that we could then appreciate whether or not we would be strong as a team and be able to take this business model to the market, or whether there were going to be obstacles. I remember in the first instances when Ramuntcho was considering this mission, this intervention, he was very, very diagnostic. He was very, very keen to understand exactly what our expectations were, and I needed to understand what the process was going to be. And we had a lot of dialogue prior to the appreciative inquiry, where he would question me and my colleagues about the drivers that were going to influence the outcome. And that was very useful. We already had a very clear idea of the approach, the structure, and the methodology that we would go through over the course of several meetings with Ramuntcho in order to get to our business vision and see whether or not that was viable or not. I was very pleased with the work. I thought that Ramuntcho was very sensitive in the way that he dealt with us, but moved us on very effectively, and there was never really any lull in the process. We were dealt with in a very respectful way, but also we were not allowed to slow down too much, which I thought was very good. So the whole session was very energizing, very dynamic. And I think that overall what we came away with was a sense that we were stronger together. We had a much clearer idea of one another's strengths and what drivers we could each influence within that business proposition. This was a service that we were going to be offering to the French media industry, and in particular book publishers in France going through transition. And I think that, you know, overall we also came to realise that there were some obstacles, and that it wasn't all as rosy as we would like, and some of the freelancers began to see that really the project would encroach on their own objectives, individual objectives. And so that made us realise that, you know, although we could, in the right circumstances, be a great team together, there were certain things that needed to be given up by some individuals, and those individuals weren't entirely prepared or ready for that. So I think that the overall appreciative inquiry really enabled us to see a vision, step back from a vision, and then appreciate that we were maybe not entirely all ready for it. So the overall group never actually came together under that business vision, but we did move the project forward together on a smaller scale, and I was very, very satisfied with the overall approach and methodology that the appreciative inquiry that Ixom took us through allowed us to get to. So, you know, I have a very strong memory of it, and a very, very, I think, positive appreciation of both the methodology, the sensibilities, and the overall dynamism that it created. So it was a very, very, very memorable, you know, few sessions, and which were spread over several days. So thank you, Ramuntcho, and I hope that your businesses thrive.